There are things that money cannot buy, and things that shame cannot erase. Ruth knew both of these. She had never stopped loving her son, even when he stopped claiming her. A crow watched all of this, and on the hottest day of the year, he decided it was time for it to end. This is bound to survive. The locket was small and oval, worn smooth from years of being held. Inside it, a photograph. A boy, perhaps 10 years old, smiling at a camera. Ruth had held it in her hand when she felt herself falling. She always held it when things got hard. Onyx had seen her do this hundreds of times. He had been watching her for 8 months. He knew what the locket meant. When she hit the ground, the locket fell from her hand. Onyx landed beside her. He looked at the locket. He looked in the direction of the glass towers downtown. He picked up the locket in his beak. He flew. He picked up the locket in his beak. Carefully, the way crows carry precious things. He looked at Ruth one more time. Then he flew. Not randomly, in a direction toward downtown Baltimore, toward the glass towers, toward the building with the black luxury sedan parked in front of it. Onyx dropped from the roof onto the ground between Marcus and the door. He opened his beak. The locket fell on the pavement at Marcus's feet. He had seen this locket his entire life. Every argument. He knew this locket the way he knew his own reflection. He opened it. The photograph of himself, 10 years old, smiling, before he had learned to be ashamed of where he came from. Ruth was 71 years old. She had lived in the same neighborhood in Baltimore for 43 years. She received a small government assistance check on the first of each month. It was never enough. So, she collected. Every morning, 6 days a week, she pushed her cart through the streets. Some days, she made $8. Some days, $4. She walked anyway. Her house was 3 rooms. The roof had a leak. She had covered with a plastic sheet for 3 years. The refrigerator held what it could, which was rarely much. She grew tomatoes in cans on the front step. She said they tasted better than anything in a store. She may have been right. She was alone, but she had the locket, and she had Onyx. Marcus was 38 years old. He was a senior partner at a commercial real estate firm in downtown Baltimore. He drove a black luxury sedan. He wore suits that cost more than Ruth made in a year. He had achieved everything he set out to achieve. Ruth, who had cleaned bathrooms and mopped floors at the most expensive private school in the city for 22 years. Ruth, who had negotiated with the school's director for a scholarship for her son. She had told no one at the school who she was to Marcus. She had been afraid it would diminish what he was building. She had sacrificed her visibility so his could grow. They argued when they met. He said she embarrassed him. She said, "I never stopped loving you." She showed him the locket. She said, "I carry you everywhere I go." He had stopped taking her calls 18 months ago. He had stopped taking her calls 18 months ago. Onyx had appeared in Ruth's life 8 months before the day of the heat. She had offered a piece of the cracker she was eating for lunch. He had taken it. He had come back the next day, and the next. Within 6 weeks, he followed her on her entire route. The other collectors on the street knew him. They called him Ruth's Crow. He had learned her route completely. He had learned her habits. He had watched her take it out and hold it dozens of times. Always when she was tired. Always when something had been hard. Always with the same expression, love that had nowhere to go. Onyx had watched this. He had remembered. He had seen that car before. 8 months of following Ruth had included the days she stood outside that building, watching the entrance, hoping. Onyx had watched her watch that building. He knew what it meant to her. He knew who came out of it. It was a Tuesday in July. The temperature reached 104 degrees Fahrenheit by 11 in the morning. The city had issued a heat emergency. Ruth had not seen the alert. She did not have a smartphone. Her cart was heavy. A good morning of collecting. She had not eaten since the previous evening. She had given the last of her food to a neighbor's child. By block 4, her vision was going strange. By block 5, her hands were shaking. She reached for the locket, her fingers finding it automatically, the way they always did when things got hard. She held it. She thought of him. She always thought of him. Her legs gave way. She went down slowly, not a collapse, a giving way. The cart rolled forward without her. She lay down. The locket fell from her hand as she lost consciousness. The small oval face of her boy, looking up at the July sky. People on the street walked past. A woman saw Ruth on the ground and kept walking, pulling her child faster. A man looked and looked away. Onyx stood beside Ruth on the hot pavement. He waited 30 seconds. Nobody stopped. He looked at the locket again. He looked toward downtown. He made his decision. He flew, not randomly, in a direction toward downtown Baltimore, toward the glass towers, toward the building with the black luxury sedan parked in front of it. Onyx landed on the car roof, the locket still in his beak. He waited. Marcus was late for a lunch meeting. He came through the glass doors at 11:47 a.m. He did not see the crow on the car roof until he was 3 steps away. The crow was looking at him, not at the car, at him. Onyx dropped from the roof onto the ground between Marcus and the door. He opened his beak. The locket fell on the pavement at Marcus's feet. Marcus crouched down, his expensive suit on a Baltimore sidewalk. He picked it up. He opened it. The photograph of himself, 10 years old, smiling, before he had learned to be ashamed of where he came from. He looked up. Onyx was looking at him, his black eyes direct and absolute. Then, Onyx lifted from the ground. He flew a short distance. He landed. He looked back at Marcus. Marcus stood on the sidewalk with his mother's locket in his hand. He ended the call. He looked at the crow. The crow looked at him. Marcus said very quietly, "Okay." He followed the crow. A man in an expensive suit, following a crow through downtown Baltimore, past the glass towers, past the restaurants where he had lunch meetings, into the streets that became less polished, that became the streets he grew up near. 5 blocks. Onyx flew low, always visible, always turning to check. Onyx turned into the alley. Marcus followed. He saw her from the entrance of the alley. He knew the blouse. He knew the cart. He knew the woman. He ran. He reached her. He knelt on the pavement beside her, his suit on the ground, his hand on her face. He said, "Mom." He said it the way you say a word you have not said in a long time, like learning it again. She did not respond. He took her hand. He stayed. He stayed with her on that pavement for 11 minutes, until the ambulance came. He had not held his mother's hand in 4 years. He held it now. Onyx landed on the cart beside them. He did not make a sound. He simply stayed. Marcus answered their questions. Her name, her age, her medical history. He knew all of it. He had always known all of it. He had simply chosen not to use it. The paramedics put her on the stretcher. Marcus stood. He looked at his suit, dirty from the pavement. He did not care. He got in the ambulance. Ruth woke in the hospital at 3:14 p.m. Then, a hand in hers. She turned her head. Marcus, his suit jacket off, his sleeves rolled up, his face older than she remembered and younger than she expected. He looked like the boy in the locket. She said, "Marcus." He said, "Mom." He said, "I'm here." She said, "How did you find me?" He looked at his hand, still holding the locket. He placed it in her palm. He said, "A crow brought me this," he said. "And then he showed me where you were." She did not cry. She simply held the locket and his hand. And she said, "I told you I would never stop." Marcus stayed at the hospital for 3 days. He slept in the chair beside her bed. On the second day, he told her about the scholarship. He said, "I know what you did." He had always known. He had been too ashamed of his own shame to say it. Ruth said, "I would do it again." Ruth still collected cans. He had offered to make that unnecessary. She had said, "It is what I do." He had stopped arguing. He had learned something in that alley. You do not get to decide what gives a person dignity. That is theirs. On Sundays, when Marcus came, Onyx sat on the porch railing. He watched them eat together. Marcus brought extra food. He left some on the railing. For Onyx. Ruth saw him do this one morning. She did not say anything. She did not need to. The crow had done what the years could not. He had carried what she could not carry alone. 5 blocks, 1 locket, 1 chance. The crow had done what the years could not. He had carried what she could not carry alone. 5 blocks, 1 locket, 1 chance. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe to Bound to Survive, a new story every week.